So this evening we have a 2008 Chevy Canyon or Colorado. Chevy Colorado, I guess. It was towed here today for a no start, no crank condition. As soon as it got here, I noticed the ignition key that they had supplied was just a valet key. So I figured that would be a simple fix, and I got them to bring me a proper key. This is the key that they said they've been using to start the vehicle, but it still does not start. So we're going to connect the scan tool up to it and see if there's any codes in the system. So the code came back in the ECM for the ignition fault. The check engine light is not on. The fuel pump did not prime. Let's see if we can do bidirectionally. Functional test. Output controls. Engine oil, FAC. Fuel pump. Device control limit, no response. Wonder if we got a battery feed power problem to the PCM. Let's look in data again. Let's look in ignition data. Oh, and that starter relay code came back. Engine speed, reference voltage, engine runtime. None of these say engine ignition voltage. 4.2 volts. Well, that's special. Yet if I turn the headlights on, headlights work just fine. High beam, low beam. So we got a voltage problem to the PCM, it looks like. Let's have a look at where that ignition 1 voltage comes from. 4.2 volts here. I'm going to get this in the shop. So I found this fuse panel cover is missing. Looks like there's a new block heater in it. I saw this fuse laying down beside here. Obviously people have been manipulating these circuit breakers, or relays I should say, and fuses. You don't see any missing fuses. Looks like some oxidation on the terminals in that one fuse panels. I wonder where the ECM is in this thing. Over there maybe? I think that's it over there. Right here. So you do definitely have to get this inside the warm shop because it's a little fresh to be working out here. Don't see anything obvious. Looks like dielectric grease has been put on all these surfaces. I wonder where the fuse box cover is. Oh well, we gotta get it in the shop. So here's what I found. This PCM1 fuse right here, which is fed power by the run crank relay, had no power to it with the key on, which is this fuse right here. Now it does have power. This is PCMB fuse, and that's live all the time. That one was good. But this one's supposed to be power with the key on. It comes from this relay. So I removed this relay and put this relay breakout in here. I'll set this up so you can see. So this breakout box allows me to test for power on pin 30 and pin 87. And the relay is on now. But watch what happens when I move the relay. Now it's not going to act up. The terminals are compromised in this relay. The control side of the relay is not being energized. This cover was missing off of this relay center, and this relay is pretty oxidized. You can see the terminals. Let's see if we got power on the pin. See, there it is now. No power to this there it goes. So the problem's in the connections in this relay. Likely one of these terminals. You can't run around with this fuse cover missing because everything's going to get full of salt water and compromised. So we're going to have to look at see what we can do about getting a fuse panel for this thing. It'll run now. Well, at least we know where we're going here. So I've just cleaned up the terminals on that relay and twisted them a little to make a little tighter fit. And it starts and runs. You can see the ignition 1 voltage now, 14.7. Should have been battery voltage, key on, engine off. Let's see what we got for codes now. Starter relay control circuit. That's interesting. Well, let's clear that code. The starter relay works fine now. Okay, so this thing needs a fuse panel and a cover for the fuse panel. I believe the new fuse panel comes with one, but I'm not 100% certain on that. I looked inside the cab of the vehicle and I couldn't find one. Now there was other codes stored in this thing. Oh, I did a network code clear already. Well, I'm doing another one. There was codes in the airbag system, I think, when it came in initially. Well, that's secondary. Let's look at the vehicle history report. Yeah, who knows what other modules weren't being turned on by that run crank relay. I thought there was a airbag sensor code. Oh well, maybe I hallucinated that. Well, we're going to get a fuse panel for this thing and a fuse panel cover, and we should be good to go. If there's any additional requirements, I'll make a follow-up video.